Well, welcome to the 2022 Heart of America Athletic Conference Football Media Day. We're really excited to hear from the Heart South champions of Central Methodist University. First, we're going to introduce our CMU student athletes. So, Davion, why don't you start off? Let's go ahead with your name, your year, and your hometown.
How you doing? My name is Davion Stockard. I'm a senior here at Central Methodist, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Great. Nathaniel, how about you?
Good morning. My name is Nathaniel Marshall. I'm a senior here at Central Methodist, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Thank you. And Coach, go ahead.
Yes, David Calloway, head football coach from Idlewild, USA, entering my 7th season here at Central Methodist University.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're excited to hear from you all as we get ready for the season. Let's start with our student athletes. Davion, obviously just an incredible year last year, first conference championship since 1975. What was that like for you to be a part of that team and be in such an incredible season?
Well, for starters, with us, it took a lot of motivation, discipline, and just us just throwing away our egos and coming together for one common goal. It was honestly a blessing for our team. Sure.
Nathaniel, same for you. What did that mean to you to be a part of a team like that, to earn a conference championship for the first time and since 1975?
It was definitely something special, being able to be a part of something so mesmerizing. Being part of Coach Calloway's team is definitely a blessing, like Stock said, and we just we had to buy into the grit, and we just had to love the process, and then we ended up trusting the grind, and everything fell into place.
Great. And Coach, similar to you, you're the leader of the program. Like you said, been there 7 years. How incredible was it for your staff and yourself to earn that conference title and appear in the NAI playoffs?
Well, I think it was good for our student athletes, definitely. You always want, when you recruit kids, you talk to them about playing at a championship level, competing at a championship level, and obviously winning championships. And to make sure that came to fruition when you recruit guys through the time. We got here, obviously it was not even a rebuilding process. Back in 2016, it was a get the program going in a certain direction. And you had to get kids that wanted to be a part of that. And Nathaniel was one of our first guys I recruited during that process. I let him know when I went out to California to visit with him, say, hey, before you leave here, you will win a conference championship. And, he bought into that. He played a successful high school in Montbello, had a lot of, schools recruiting him that had a more track record of winning programs. And he bought into that. And we had a lot of guys, buy into that same similar situation. Even with Davion, we recruited Davion really, 3 years ago, from a JUCO. He decided to go to Mizzou, finish up school. Then came full circle. He ended up being back with us. So, we just tried to lay the foundation with our kids to be honest with them. Treat them with respect and get them understanding that if you be a part of what we're doing and you do it the right way, from being accountable, dependable, we will have success. And I think that's what showed last year. I'm really happy for Central Methodist University, first and foremost, because, you've been in the conference. Football's been dormant. And being able to put those guys in the spotlight and get opportunity to play in the NAIA playoffs, and hopefully we can just kind of build off of that success moving forward here into 2022.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. We'll come back to you, Coach. Tell us a little bit more about Davion and Nathaniel, and how much they mean to the program, and just kind of give us a little breakdown of those two.
Well, both of those guys are critical for us, man. And the positions they play, you look at their stats, and they're not going to show up there, because Nate plays offensive line for us, plays center, but off the field, he's a glue guy with offensive line. He does a good job of him, even his parents coming to games, taking those guys out to eat after games. He's always there for them. They're there for him. I know those guys as a group have been through some turbulent times over the last semester. And the biggest thing about him and that group, because he's been through the fire for 4 years with us, going on his 5th year, he's been a rock guy, just a guy I can depend on. He's does a great job with communication, always has a smile on his face. And, we always tell him, in athletics, things going to move fast. It'll be over before you know it. And, I'm not concerned about him moving on in life. Because he was just telling us earlier, he just got off work at 3 a.m. shift at the emergency room. Is here now, and Davion the same way. He's a graduate student, has a young daughter in St. Louis. He's back and forth with that, dealing with home. He's not a guy that's we all go through problems. He's not a guy that's going to let his situations dictate his future or how he approaches things. He works in our athletic department. He takes stats for the basketball games, for softball games. He works with Rachel, SID of the year, doing things behind the scenes. So just general all around great dudes. And when you coach in sports, you're dealing with sports, there's some guys that's done eligibility wise. You're like, man, I hope this guy be able to make it or be able to be successful. And I got no doubt about these two guys with their upbringing, their foundation, that they're going to go on and do big things in life outside of just playing football.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Davion, question for you. Obviously been a huge part of the program. What does it mean to you to put on that CMU uniform every Saturday and hop on the field for your team? What sense of pride does that give you each week?
Oh, well, honestly, I'll wear my Central Methodist uniform with pride. Coming here to this school has been an amazing experience. It's been nothing but a crazy journey, just being honest. But man, I'm just blessed to be here. Honestly, I'm just blessed to be here.
And Nathaniel, what does CMU and the program there mean to you?
Central is a very special place in the heart of Fayette. It's a small town. I come from a very, very large city, so it was a culture shock. But being able to represent something that's so prestigious, it means a lot to us. Not even just the school, but somebody I play for, Coach Calloway. I would run through a brick wall for that man if I had to. It's not even just about Central, it's about everything that it means and what it stands for. So we do take a lot of pride into it when we put on that uniform.
Great. We'll send it up to Charlie. Charlie, go ahead and introduce yourself and your affiliation to the program.
My name's Charlie Brown. I broadcast their games. I'm also a high school broadcaster, internet broadcaster of high school football, sports all together. And I want to say one thing. They're talking about the pride of Central. I'm old enough that I was in school in 1975 when Central won their first football championship. And then I was blessed to be able to broadcast their next championship last year. And I want to speak for alumni across. We're so proud of Coach Calloway and the guys that play there for what they've done, and the school in general. Rachel as the SID of the year. It's just been a great experience to watch Coach Calloway build this program, because he's being very kind when he says it wasn't a rebuild program. It was flat broke, and it had been for years. So I'm just grateful to him, and just want to know what's your recruiting been like, Coach, and you got a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah, recruiting is a cycle every year. That's the beauty of NAIA. It's not a lot of, let's say, legislation in recruiting. What I mean by that is you don't actually know who you have until guys show up on campus and start classes. You know what I mean? So, hopefully the kids we dealt with have been accountable, been dependable. We feel like they'll be here on campus in the next couple of days. We feel good about the pieces that we have coming in, but more importantly about the guys that's been here. We got a lot of guys that's doing it the right way from a team standpoint. And, we're going to miss some players from last year. We have some star power in Catavius Taylor and Quez, Daniel's number 8, Will Miles, and it goes on and on, Kyrie Henley, some guys that have been with us through the fire. But this next group of seniors coming up, if you just seen how they went through the spring with adversity, dealing with weather, not being able to get this done, not being able to get that done, and just staying the course, not letting things dictate their tempo. What I mean by that, controlling what they control, doing what they can do to get us in the best situation moving forward, to get us to the next phase, which is summer, and now to the next phase, which is the fall. So I'm excited about this group coming up. As a whole, we got a lot of guys that are getting their work done. And what I mean by getting their work done, a lot of stuff that we do here is not just focused on the X and the O. I talk to our guys a lot about being accountable, being dependable. And we have an enrollment checklist where it's a lot of tedious stuff you have to do every year. We got 130 kids on our roster right now, and we got about 90% of those guys done on that checklist. And Nate know this, Stock know this. I'm ranting and raving about this on Huddle every year. Hadn't been an issue this year. So that shows a lot to me from accountability, dependability, and those are the things that you have success with. Yes, you have to have players, but a player you can't count on, you can't trust them, it's a moot point. So I feel good about this group going forward. Just looking at the opportunity to build and repeat success and continue to move in the right direction, not just from a win-loss standpoint, for just doing things right on a consistent basis, because that's what it's going to be about when you're done with football at the end of the day.
Good. Coach, you know, it'll be a Hart North champ versus Hart South champ week 1, big matchup against Grandview. As you prepare, as the team gets back up for camp, what will it take to get ready and be ready to face the Vikings? The
biggest thing is with our guys is to be where our feet are. What I mean by that, it don't matter who's playing, who's coaching, August 27th going to be there. So our job is to focus on us and what we need to do to get prepared during camp. And then when that time comes to kick the ball off, like I said, that time will be there, but we got to be where our feet are. And for us right now, meaning be where our feet are, is get our enrollment checklist done, get everybody in the camp, and then that's all we're worried about at this point.
Back to Davion and Nathaniel. Davion, what is your major and what are some career aspirations you have?
My major right now is athletic administration. I'm working towards being an athletic director in the future or whatnot, either at a high school or in a college. Growing up in my life or whatnot, I've seen a lot of athletic administrators be like actual head coaches of the football team growing up or whatnot. But I seen like the impact that they had on like the young kids' lives and things like that. And I just want to impact the young generation and kind of guide them and push them the same way that I was pushed when I was younger.
Good. Nathaniel, how about you? What's your major and what do you hope to do with your career after football?
I'm a biology major with a minor in chemistry. Right now, my goal is to get accepted into medical school in the upcoming months after football season. I do want to become a trauma surgeon, so that's a long ways away. But as Coach Cal says, keep your feet watch where your feet are, and just kind of go one step at a time.
Very good. Charlie, anything for Davion and Nathaniel?
I just want to tell them that they represent the school very well, and wish them the very best during the season. Go Eagles.
Thank you very much.
You. And Coach, last question for you. We've asked all of the head coaches this throughout the week. What is one word? What is one sentence when you hear Heart of America football?
Man, to me, it's like the SEC or NAIA, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, every week you got to bring it. I don't care who you're playing, you got to be ready to chop wood and get after it, because from top to bottom, man, it's going to be a battle, and it's a groove. It's a grind, but competition, seek out competition. And that's why I like it. When I had the opportunity to be appointed here, that was something that I looked at. You looked at Valley as one of the all-time winning schools in the NAIA. And you got to deal with them. At that time when I got here, Mid-Am, they're back, making plays, and obviously Grandview, then William Penn with their option attack. I mean, so every week, it's you got to be on your A game, and then with the things going on at Benedictine and Baker every year. And all thing I can say, I'm glad JD's gone, because he's been here every year that I've been here. And I'm glad he finally got a chance to move on to the next level.
Coach, yeah, great stuff. Thank you so much. Davion and Nathaniel, thank you for being here today. Charlie, thank you as well. We appreciate all you all do for the Heart, and best of luck this season.
Thank you.